Hi, my name is Abdullah Gimzi. In my documentary, I'm going to be explaining what happened in the Cuban Revolution, what were the main causes of it, and who led the revolution, and how did it impact the country from both perspectives, positively and negatively. And I chose my research question because I wanted to know how was the economy and the people impacted by the revolution. Cuban leader Fidel Castro. Now I'm going to be giving him some background information about him. Cuban leader Fidel Castro, from 1926 to 2016, established the first communist state in the Western Hemisphere after leading an overthrow of the military dictatorship of Fulgencio Batista in 1956. He ruled over Cuba for nearly 5 decades until handing off the power to his younger brother Raúl in 2008. Fulgencio Batista was born on 1691 in Banaz, Cuba. He joined the army in 1921 and in September 1933 he organized a revolt that toppled the regime at the time. He was elected president in 1940. As his term ended in 1944, 8 years later, Batista returned and gained power as a brutal, controlling dictator. Fidel Castro toppled his regime in 1958. And Batista lived reminder of his life in exile, and he died in Spain on August 6, 1973. So now I'm going to be talking about my key questions. My first one is, how did the Cuban Revolution affect the economy? In my own words, the impact towards Cuba after the revolution was mixed. For example, many skilled laborers were lost, so the selling and trading were lowered. That means no income for the country, and there was also no tobacco farming. Tobacco farming. It was the main cause of income for the country. And now I'm going to be moving on to the positives. The positive things that came out of the Cuban Revolution were that people had more rights to their lands and could sell what they wish and not sell after the time that they couldn't sell. People started making farms and increasing the income for the country after the revolution, mainly on sugar. Now, my second question is, how did the Cuban Revolution affect the women's right? The Cuban Revolution accomplishments regarding women's equality have been noteworthy. Women can finally enjoy an education, training, reproductive rights, and employment opportunities. However, they have not been finally liberated from the constraints of household management and the perseverance of mechanismo. More must be done to convert the continuing belief that women belong at home. The Cub how What were the main causes of the Cuban Revolution? The main two causes were um, a corrupt government, and the second cause was an unemployment rate and an ed- uneducated country. My fourth one is, what was the main cause of the Cuban Revolution? Cuban Revolution were the Cuban people were fed up with Fidel Batista's corrupted government. Fidel Castro offered the equality and better way of life after he overthrew. 5. What type of government was in Cuba at the time being? Before the Cuban Revolution, Cuba was a constitutional republic governed by the Constitution of 1940, widely regarded as a very progressive constitution for that time, following the coup d'etat by Fulgencio Batista. My fifth. When did the Cuban Revolution start? July 26, 1953. And by Fidel Castro, and ended January 1995. 59. I hope you enjoyed my documentary, and I hope I explained a lot about the Cuban Revolution, and I hope you learned a lot about Cuba. And thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.